Hi, it's Steve here, and I am doing the fundraiser for the Lyndhurst South Euclid PAC Cub Scout Troop 424 for my son, and we are going on day 3 of it. And what I just wanted to talk about today is with shopping, giving some valuable tips. Now, I know when I was little, I would go shopping with my parents. And then I always thought to myself, hey, when I get older, this is going to be so cool. I'm going to be able to shop for myself. Nobody will tell me what I have to get. I can make my own meals. I can get as little or as much or as healthy or as unhealthy foods as I wanted. So when I was single and I moved out after I graduated from, college, the shopping was all up to me. It was great doing it initially, but then the novelty and the excitement of it wore out. I actually started dreading going shopping, but when I was single and living by myself, I had to do it. And then when I got married and we have kids, I do the majority of the shopping, and I basically just started even dreading it more. I was good at getting coupons, clipping coupons, saving. 1 year I actually wrote down just from all the coupons that I used over the course of a year, and I saved $1,000. I mean, that's awesome. Being single, I was able to save $1,000 over the course of the year. So here it is, years later. I am doing Pampered Chef, and I found some more excitement in doing shopping and things that I've learned in the past that that I use now, and some of the things that I learned with Pampered Chef that help with shopping. So obviously, one thing that you want to do is you want to have like a list of pantry stuff. Now, this is stuff that you can have as your go-to meals, just in case if you're between shopping trips, you just can't go to the grocery store, and you just want to make maybe just some something quick. But what you want to do is obviously you want to make a list, and just some pantry basics that you want to do when before you go shopping, is you want to check your inventory to see what you have and what you need more of. So just some basics, having flour, vegetable oil, cornstarch around, because a lot of meals need one of those ingredients. Having pastas and grains, those will last a long time. They're not going to get bad. Another thing with produce, having fresh garlic cloves, potatoes, having carrots and onions, those last a long time. Refrigerator basics, having milk, butter, having eggs, the incredible edible egg. You can use that for all kinds of meals. Eggs are not just for breakfast. You need them for a lot of recipes as well. Having mozzarella cheese. Some freezer basics, such as green beans, maybe stir fry frozen vegetables that you can keep in your freezer. Other thing, condiments, ketchup, mustards, pickles, soy sauce. It's popular with stir fries. It gives it a little bit of a seasoning. Other things, having canned items such as like broths, chicken or like beef broths, tomato paste, spaghetti sauce to have for the pasta, diced tomatoes that are petite, and other things, having herbs and spices on hand, having salt, pepper, having like say a Cajun seasoning, like curry powder, ginger, paprika, sugar, just to name a few things. So if you have a list of that, always recommend when you go shopping, to shop for, pantry items, because those are the basics that you can have when you're in a pinch and you don't know what to make, for a meal. So obviously you want to have a plan before you go shopping. You want to make out a list, check the other things in your house that, that you're running low on or that you don't have. And then what you want to do is you want to think about, when you're shopping, you want to think about like dinner items that you can do. Write down or take some recipe cards. I do that sometimes. If I'm not sure what I want, to get, or I might want to make some kind of meal, I'll take a couple recipe cards with me that has all the ingredients on it. Gives me an idea, so that way when I go to the store, I'm not just aimlessly buying stuff and throwing it in the cart. Also, before you go shopping, obviously you want to eat, because if you're full and then when you go shopping, you're not going to buy unnecessary, things that are like sweets or just like empty calorie foods, things like that. So you go to the store, and what you want to do is you want to try to get at least a majority of your foods from the produce department. Fruits, vegetables, potatoes, because you want to use a lot of those to make, your meals. And then that in turn will help you to make your lunch items, as well, if you pack a lunch, and you take it to work or school. So it's kind of interesting because when you shop, the best place is the produce department. Okay, and then the entire periphery of the store, the outside part of the store, is where all the pretty good nutrient-dense foods are. So when you go to the deli counter or the, seafood, counter, you want to buy, lean meats, anything that's like, like for hamburgers, 80%, or 80-20%, like 20% like marble fat, or even just 10% fat. It's a little bit more expensive, but you're getting a better quality meat. So lean meats, turkey, ground chicken, and then also seafood. Get fresh seafood, shrimp, fish. Those are all good, meal starters that you can do. And one thing that I've learned, just to make a simple meal, with each meal, I try to focus on having one protein, one starch, and one vegetable. So that way it covers all the bases. And it works pretty well, and you can do any kind of combination. And then at Pampered Chef, we have all kinds of different recipes that you can use, for recipe ideas. So you want to get a lot of stuff on the periphery of the store. When you go into the center of the store, that's where there's a lot of, empty calorie foods, junk foods, chips, cookies, obviously the bakery department, I love sweets just as much as anybody does, but a lot of that is empty calorie foods, and, they're just, eating them once in a while is fine. I like to have a great meal and then have a dessert afterwards, a small dessert. It's really good. But try to stay away from the like the middle aisles, even though you got to go down them. There's a lot of great stuff in there. You got pastas, you got beans, and even in the frozen food sections, you got frozen vegetables, which are awesome. Try to stay away from like getting those, those Viola chicken, or those Viola meals where you just put it in a skillet. They're high in sodium, and calories. And obviously, when you go in the dairy, eggs are great. Getting block cheeses, low sugar yogurts, low fat milks and stuff like that. So just some tips on like how to make your shopping experience a little bit better is just you have to go prepared. You have to have a list, have some recipe ideas, eat before you go, and you will find, as you do this and you use these steps and then you check your pantry, that your food, will go a long way. The usage of your food will go a long way in, helping you to make meals, even when you're between, shopping trips. If you have a well-stocked, pantry, you can make, some simple meals, just in a pinch, and not have to go out to the store if it's bad weather or if it's late at night and you have to wait until the next, day. So we're going to continue just to go over, a few more like gadget items, which are really awesome, and it just helps with your meal prep, and planning. So hopefully you found this video useful in planning, for your shopping trips. So thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon.